Back out here in Temagami, one of my favorite spots in the whole world. I'm going to be exploring some new lakes and some new parts of an area that I've been to before, but hopefully seen a fair bit of new scenery. Got into the water late today and was racing against some bad weather. Passed up the first campsite that I saw, thinking that I could make it to the next one just before the rain and the thunder and the lightning came in. Of course, you know, that's never the case, and so I got caught out and then had to pull over at the next place, but not before getting completely soaked and getting a nice chill on first. Groundland campsite, close to an access point, no portages, so of course there's a bit of junk and garbage lying around, including some socks, like 4 or 5 loose pairs of socks. So we're going to try and clean this site up a little bit. And sacrifice to the sock god. Amazing what warming up with a fire and some fresh clothes and a hot meal can do for your spirits. Excited to be back out here. Haven't had a chance to do as much paddling as I'd like to do this summer, unfortunately, and it feels great to be back in one of the best places in the world that you could want to paddle. So yeah, more on the itinerary tomorrow, but it promises to be a good trip. Always nice to see some new scenery in a part of the world that you know is going to be great. So it appears I've woken up in some kind of new reality where caterpillars are the dominant species. So it's something to just take note of and be aware of going forward, that now humans are no longer the apex predator on this trip. And if I'd slept in any longer, I'm sure these caterpillars that are all over my tent and all over this site would have got their nefarious hooks into me and done their business. So probably got to pack up and move on. Also, some kind of interesting mouse activity that's been happening around me. I don't know if I disturbed their nest when I was rustling for firewood last night, but you know, this morning I saw one run by with, it looked like it had a baby in its mouth, which I guess is how they transport the small ones around. I'm not sure, I've never seen it before. So it kind of ran by me and was running to some new spot out of what I guess is their current nest over in the area where the firewood was, and then I've seen her since make 1 or 2 trips back and forth. I don't know, interesting. Hope I didn't destroy your home. Beautiful spot beside this waterfall here. What a treat when fresh blueberries are in season. Taking a little break, continuing on. Sun is out. I'm out of the wind for now, which is really, really nice, and excited to continue on my way. Well, after due consideration, I've decided that I'm going to stay on this site. This lake is just way too special. The day is so beautiful, and it's a little later than I thought. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. So I could continue on, but I really don't want to. I want to just relax and listen to the sound of the wind rustling through these gorgeous red pines and go for a swim and just take in this beautiful, beautiful view. It is so peaceful here. This is a great site with a great view down the lake, and setting up camp under these old growth red pines is really, really special. And the area around Wolf Lake is home to the largest stand of old growth red pines in the world. So it's really, really a great experience and an amazing place to be able to spend some time and take in this incredible scenery. Not too long ago, the area around Wolf Lake was under threat by mining. It might still be, and there's a campaign called Save Wolf Lake that's done really good work to try and protect this area, because if you come here you would see how beautiful and how special it is. I have this real problem where I always make too much food. I'm so scared
of going hungry out here. And then I never do. So dinner's done and the sun is about to set, and it's the end of another really great day here in Temagami. And although I battled some headwinds today, my day was made a lot easier by the fact that there were nicely cleared portages with signs. My campsite is nicely signed and clean, and there's a thunderbox on my site behind me. And for those people who may not know, Temagami is such a vast area that so much of it is crown land and is not covered by, the government in order to maintain this wonderful canoeing destination. And so it falls on users to maintain it and volunteers. And a lot of that work is done by the Friends of Temagami. I'm a member. My contribution is very, very small. There's people who do a lot more and have been involved for a really long time, but they do all of that work that helps keep Temagami such a beautiful and special place and accessible for people who want to get out and enjoy it. And not only that, they are also involved in, maintaining just the general conservation interests in this Temagami region. There's mining, there's forestry, there's all kinds of resources that are, valuable that people would like to get at. The Friends of Temagami are the FOT. They kind of help hold up the conservation interests as a sort of counterbalance against some of those forces. So they do really, really good work. And if you're somebody who cares about paddling, if you're somebody who cares about nature conservation, if you're somebody who cares about Temagami, I would say go check out the Friends of Temagami website. I'll post a link for it. You can become a member for about $25 a year, I think, starting. You can make a donation if you feel like it. It just goes to a really, really good cause that just helps to keep, the most beautiful paddling area in the world going and strong. So anyways, there's my plug. FOT, support them. So this is where I had started from before. I launched somewhere right here on this lake, Temagami, and I continued up. I camped here the first night, and then I continued up here yesterday, a couple portages, and I came up here onto this site, onto Wolf Lake. And today I'm going to continue up what's called the Marjorie Lake route, which is kind of an alternative route to sort of the main traffic section here. And I'm going to go through a couple portages into these thin little finger lakes, Laundry, Rathwell, up into Marjorie, and then I'll probably continue on through there and end up in McConnell Bay, and we'll see where we get to from there. But these lakes should be nice and really pretty and should have more of that white quartzite that we've been seeing so far. So exciting to see a new little bit of scenery. What a beautiful stretch. Rathwell, Laundry, Marjorie Lakes. A few portages to do, but they're not too crazy, and they're in great shape. Surprisingly great shape. And yeah, these little north-south finger lakes, they got crystal clear blue water, and they've got that white quartzite, and they're just really, really lovely. So very glad I chose this route. Back out on some bigger water, and the wind's picked up a bit, but we are almost at camp, I think. I've got a nice little site looking at on the map here and ready to take it. This'll do. The tradition in Temagami is that fire pits are three-walled. I don't actually know exactly why that is. There's definitely a good reason for it, but out here we try and respect tradition, so I restored it back to the three-wall state that it should be, and I think it's much happier for it. Dinner tonight is some instant noodles and some smoked tofu with some veggies. Peppers, to be exact. Just what's needed after that day. Those lakes, Rathwell, Laundry, Marjorie, coming up through here was just really, really lovely. And there were a lot of portages, but I got into a nice little groove with them. Feeling good, feeling strong, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about when you're out here, you know? You go through those ebbs and flows, but man, when things are cooking again, it's just nothing like it. So I am absolutely stoked for tomorrow, come what may, with the weather. And yeah, we'll see if I can continue on with my original plan, which would have been to hook up to the Sturgeon River a little ways north of here, and then a short ways down there the day after, and then sort of start to loop back. You know, that's what I kind of hoped to do, but I wasn't sure if I was going to get to do it because I got off to a slower start the first couple of days. But yeah, it feels so good to be back here. So I'm just gonna finish this dinner, enjoy my book, have a fire, and just enjoy the rest of this beautiful night and be ready for tomorrow. Great day. Great day. Okay, on the way. So far, rain is holding off and it's just overcast, so good conditions for the moment. It's a little muggy, but it's not too hot, so good for the distance and the portages that I have today, which I've got about 4 kilometers of portage ahead of me between me and my destination on the Sturgeon River. So if it's not too hot and it's kind of clouded over, that's okay by me. Well, just as it looked like, the first long portage just continues alongside this logging road here. There's kind of a rough campsite right at the portage landing, and then the road continues on behind that. So it's 1.5 K, just fueling up with some peanut butter and naan. Well, lunch stop with the energy to continue on. Okay, everything's through for that first long portage. Buggy, muggy, could be hotter though. And now it deposits you out onto this bog where it's mosquito central. But that feels good to have that one done. Nice to get away from those mosquitoes and back into the breeze, back on the water. It feels very, very secluded in here. The name of this lake is Upper Keith, or it's part of Parsons. These two lakes kind of connect to each other. And if I had to guess, a lot of people don't get back here. At the last portage of the day, the longest one, 2 kilometers, again, along an old forest road, so hopefully pretty flat, pretty straightforward, but definitely long. I'm gonna take the canoe first, and we'll see how long it takes. It's 3:15, and 2 kilometers there, walked 2K back, another 2K with the second load. Let's be optimistic, let's say 5 o'clock, an hour 45 minutes. Fingers crossed. Almost there, baby. Almost there. Oh, here we are at Pilgrim Triangle, which I think is a really special place. It's the junction of the Sturgeon River and Pilgrim Creek, and they both kind of pop out in a couple of rapids and meet in this pool here, and it's just a lovely spot. And there's a really nice campsite just downstream, which I'm excited to check out again, because I've been there before and I loved it. Exhausted. Look at this face. Cherry red from exertion. Whew. That took it out of me. I need some calories. I need some salt. Pistachios. We'll handle both. Oh boy. Once I start with these things though. Pretty hard to stop. Happy to be here. Good day. Isn't that a nice piece of magic? Should do that more often. So call me crazy, but I could have shortened that portage that was 2 kilometers by 850 meters and come out just a little bit further downstream here on the Sturgeon. But I would have missed the beautiful special spot that is Pilgrim Triangle, where the creek and the river meet. And I would have missed this campsite right here, which to me is a really special site. There's just something about being able to hear the roar of the rapids and having the slow, lazy current of the river just moving right past your doorstep here, you know? And I feel like a lot of people don't make it out to the Sturgeon River. It is tucked away. It is deep in the heart of Temagami, and that's why I love it. It's rocky and beautiful, and it really has a lot to offer. Well, as luck would have it, I went for a couple last casts. Caught myself a nice little bass. Gonna cook this up for my dinner tonight. Oh, that is delicious. Perfect end to the day. These riffles are all pretty shallow. It's hard to avoid taking a couple knocks here and there when it kind of bottoms out on the gravel bed. Sturgeon's interesting. The water is very brown. Like, not in a sludgy kind of way. It's clear, but it definitely has some kind of mineral content in it that's different from other rivers. And I've seen some lakes that look like this, but it has a very distinct color to it. And unless the water is very shallow, it is quite opaque. That was a great ride down the river. Just torched about almost 11 kilometers in 2 hours flat. So that was excellent, excellent time with that current and those swifts. Just a beautiful ride. And so now I'm at the first of a set of portages leading to my destination lake for the night, which I think is going to be Rawson Lake. and I've got several ports. This first one is the longest. Again, it follows along an old logging road. We'll see if the other ones do as well. So, same as yesterday, just steady as she goes. That grouse, he just flushed out of the bush really close to where I was walking, and of course I was completely just lost in thought. Gave me a nice scare. At some point I need to get off of this road, but something in the bush there. Keep walking. At some point I need to get off this road, but I haven't seen the flagging tape yet. Here's the tape. Imagine I go this way. Well, that's interesting. Didn't expect to see what looks like a old Volkswagen or something here. I don't know. Must be a truck of some kind. It's old though. And here is the end of the portage. I did not get there directly. Where that piece of flagging tape was, where that interesting old car was, not the path. The flagging tape must be saying keep going a little bit further. I started walking down that road for a good while. It was getting really overgrown, but I still looked like I was on the right direction, but it wasn't. And then I could see, looking at my geolocated map on my phone, that I was a little bit off the trail. So I just bush crashed a few hundred meters. So if I'd have just followed the trail a little bit further from where I turned at that interesting old car was, maybe 20-30 meters down that bush road, there's a white birch tree with a piece of pink flagging tape, and that's the real trail that goes down to the lake, to the creek here. It follows the creek through most of the way. It's pretty overgrown in parts, and you're walking on a lot of like uncomfortable rocky boulders at times. It's pretty narrow, but it's well flagged, and that's the correct one. And I wouldn't be nearly so tired if I'd have found that in the first place. Beaver dam, small one. Please be a lot. Please be a lot. Oh. Please be the last one. The wind is going out of the sails a little bit here. And it being so hot out doesn't help. But I'm almost out of portage. Hallelujah. We did it. I spared you the drudgery of those last couple portages, but the final one was a doozy. It was not on any kind of old bush road. It was 700 meters of classic Temagami portage with lots of blowdown and some elevation gain. But I had the peanut butter coursing through my veins, and now I've got the energy that will fuel me for the rest of the day, which is the energy of knowing that I have no more portages and that I can practically see my campsite. I'm so excited. I'm exhausted. My feet are so wrinkled in my shoes right now that it hurts to walk. But we're almost there, baby. Oh, sweet Lord. I've got this lovely lake, Rawson, all to myself. It is beautiful. And man, that was a hard day of work, you know? But you come out stronger on the other side as always. It's amazing how canoe tripping is like that, you know? And halfway through the day, there might be times where you're like, do I have it in me to go on? Do I really? And then you do, you dig down and you find it. So it's always super rewarding. And yeah, this lake is so tranquil, so peaceful. Couldn't ask for a better spot to finish the night. I know I'm going to be so tired after dinner, but I'm strangely energized right now, even though I paddled about 20k today and did a whack ton of portages. But that's how it goes. So happy to be out here. Going to be a hot day today, it feels like. It's another just beautiful blue sky, cloudless, still windless day. So it's gonna be hot, gonna be good to drink lots of water and make sure to, you know, pace myself appropriately. But I only have about half the distance that I did yesterday to do, so that's why I'm taking it a little more chill, relaxing, enjoying the morning with my pancakes and my coffee. Continue on my way. A few portages, but nothing we can't handle at this point, so should just be hopefully a cruisy day.
First portage is definitely pretty overgrown. Fair bit of blowdown. I imagine that it does not get much use, which sort of confirms what I suspected for a bunch of this route that I've been taking. Just caught once again in a nice little quagmire section of marsh plants and lilies. Freedom is so close. See open water 50 meters ahead. Oh. Almost there. Just passing by a lovely little cascade here.
at the end of the last portage of the day, and happy to be done. Feeling energized. It's later than I thought, but I didn't stop for a break. I got going a bit late. I had pancakes today, to be fair, but nonetheless, great feeling. Grab a sight, loads of daylight left. Kick back and relax. Mother Nature's pretty special, right? I just right in front of me got treated to the birds and the bees and the trees. This site, this tiny little site that I'm on here, has got white pine, red pine, jack pine, spruce, and cedar all within 10 meters of my tent. And blueberries everywhere. It's a really nice spot to post up for the night. Very peaceful right now. Happy. Ended up making so much pasta that I didn't even have a bowl to put it in. And so we resorted to the It's Always Sunny style bag of spaghetti. Which is absolutely delicious. Probably weighs 4 pounds. It will be my dinner and my breakfast, possibly my lunch tomorrow. Okay, have some decorum here. Couldn't be happier right now on this, what I think is going to be my last night of this trip. Still have a decent paddle out tomorrow, and still have something that I'm excited to see tomorrow. So, not quite done yet, but just at peace and feeling like a job well done. Amazing. Just another great trip out. Temagami. It recharges me every time, and when I started the trip and I didn't feel like I had the energy at times and I hadn't been paddling for a bit, you know, you just slowly but surely sink into that groove and you just find your place out here again, and it just is what keeps you coming back. So all in all, very happy. Very happy. Camps all packed up, shoving off nice and quickly. Got my bag of spaghettis for the road. Here they are. A little water might help. So I know what's on that wall behind me is very faint, but they are actually part of the largest set of pictographs, or one of the largest sets of pictographs in the Temagami area. And it's no secret for me to share this spot. It's well known, well published. All the maps point out these pictographs. It's not a sensitive location the way some others might be, so I feel okay about talking about it here. And they're faint. I don't know exactly what they might say, you know? I can look at this and I can see what looks like human figures. I can see what looks like people in canoes. I can see some things that I'm not sure what it is. But it just, to be able to come out here and to be able to touch a little bit of the human history of this place, the people that walked on this land before me, the First Nations, the Temagami peoples, and to be able to see this bit of culture is extremely humbling. And it's a privilege that I don't take for granted. So I'm very, very grateful to be out here, as always, in Temagami, in such a beautiful, incredible, special part of the world. To be able to experience the beauty of it. And it's not something that I take for granted. So that's it. What a wonderful trip. Just recharged as always, and so thankful, and thankful for anybody who cares to watch and share on this adventure as well. I've got a tailwind and an easy paddle back, and I'm looking forward to a poutine in town, so my day is still pretty good to come. Thank you.